Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 41 of Isolate, Meditate, Create. My name is Jessica Lynn Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO of Soaring Solo. And Soaring Solo is a company dedicated to the direction and development of one-person plays. So welcome to this experience. Isolate, Meditate, Create is intended to connect us all to one another during quarantine, but it is also intended to connect us to our own creativity. So that we have a nice outlet for that every single day. So please make sure that you have something nearby to write with and write on. As soon as we're done meditating, we're going to jump right into writing. So get a comfortable seated position and just close your eyes. And let's just start to slow everything down and get in touch with our breath. Audible exhales out if you need to, just really releasing and relaxing. Just really feel the support of the chair or the ground beneath you. Feel the support of each and every person on this call. Feel my support for you and your creativity. And most importantly, feel your own support. And just continue to relax and release. And take a scan of your body from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And just notice where you might be carrying any tension or discomfort or even pain. Just notice that and relax further into those places. Breathe deeper into those places. And imagine that your breath is warm light that is filling each and every inch of your body, nourishing it, comforting it, relaxing it. Notice if you're clenching any muscles. Just really relax and release. Let your shoulders drop. Let your face relax. Let your hands relax. And imagine on every in-breath that you are inhaling all that is good, all that fills your cup. Positivity, optimism, perseverance, abundance, laughter, love, faith, hope. Whatever it is that you need to breathe in, just imagine breathing in those things, nourishing your body with optimism and all good things. And imagine that with every out breath, you are creating room, you are releasing those things that do not serve you. You are creating a blank canvas by removing negativity, limited thinking, pessimism, fear and paranoia, judgment, scarcity. Just pushing those things out on your out breath. Continuing this cycle of breathing in what serves you and fills your cup, and on your out breath, just releasing those things that stand in your way. And imagine that your breath is just starting to transform, and that now on your out breath, you are able to release back to the world good things, that you're able to give back. So that you're breathing in all the things that serve you and fill your cup, and on your out breath, you're able to return to the world your own sense of gratitude, generosity, abundance, love, laughter, non-judgment, acceptance. And just continuing on in this cycle of breath, of giving and receiving, giving and receiving. And in a moment, I'm going to guide you through a visualization. And I just ask that you allow yourself to be very uncensored, to be very free, and to trust whatever your intuition, imagination, and creativity show you. Try not to judge it or make sense of it. Just go on the journey knowing that you never have to share anything unless you choose to. So be very free in this experience. Continue to keep your eyes closed and your body relaxed and your breath deep so that you can really drop into this visualization. I want you to bring forward in your mind the word God, the word God. And just notice what that word does to you. Does that word comfort you and warm you up? Does that word bring out an edge or a discomfort? What does that word bring forward for you? What do you feel in this present moment with the word God? And taking a step further, do you believe that there is a God? Do you not know? Do you believe that there is not a God? What are your beliefs around that word? In this present moment, what are your beliefs around that word, around the concept of God? And whatever you believe today, if you believe that there is a God, that there is not a God, that maybe there is, maybe there's not, wherever you're at with it today, I want you to rewind back to your earliest memory of God, maybe where the concept was introduced to you, or if you are someone who believes in that, that your first experience of God. If you rewind back to the first time that you recall that word or that concept, the idea of God being presented to you in your life in some way, shape, or form, what does that memory look like to you? And was anyone else involved in this memory? Is it just a personal experience that you had? Do you remember how old you were or where you were? What year it was? What season of the year it was? What details do you recall? And how do you feel when you go back to that memory of the first time that you heard of the word God or were introduced to the concept or had an experience of God? How do you feel when you tap into that memory? What feelings come up for you? And from that point, that earliest memory until this memory, I want you to just think through some of the moments of impact or moments of influence for you around the concept of God. What were some of the meaningful moments along your path that helped you shape your concept of God? Either steering you away from it, not thinking that God is real, or developing a relationship with God, or finding yourself in the question. What are some of those meaningful moments along the way? And were there any guides for you along the way? Any teachers, any mentors, any influencers on this path that helped influence your perspective on the concept of God? Who are those people? And has your relationship to God or to the concept of God changed from that earliest memory until now? Have you been on a pretty consistent path with your beliefs? Are you in a completely different place? When you look at the trajectory of your relationship to God or the concept of God, what has that journey been? Has it been a roller coaster ride, smooth sailing, non existent, strong? What has that relationship been? And now thinking ahead, looking at your future, are there any changes that you want to make with your relationship to God or the concept of God? Is there anything you want to do differently? Is there anything you're curious to explore? Is there any doors you want to close or that you want to open? What is there for you when you think about the concept of God in your future? Does it have any place in your life? How do you see that future? Just take another moment to examine this topic and see what insights come up for you or memories surface for you. Just take another moment to be with it. And taking another deep breath in. And on your exhale, just slowly start to come back to this present moment, opening your eyes. And go ahead and reach for whatever it is that you have to write with or write on. I'm going to give you 8 minutes to write about whatever came up for you. So just remember, there's no perfect way to do this. However you do it is fine. It's just a first draft. So allow yourself the grace of a first draft and try not to be perfectionistic about it. And just write about whatever came up for you. Maybe a piece of poetry or song lyrics came up. Maybe a very distinct memory of your spirituality came up. Maybe anger or other feelings came up. Whatever it is, just write very freely about it. I'll let you know when your 8 minutes are up. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. You have about 4.5 minutes left, 4.5 minutes. And just a little over a minute left. Okay, please wrap up your writing. And if your writing is on notepads or in a journal or something like that, I would highly recommend transcribing it at some point into a Google document or some sort of document so that it's safe on your computer. And you can start to really let your writing accumulate and turn into a finished piece. On that note, I think at this point, if you've been doing the Isolate, Meditate, Create since the beginning, or have done several of them, you have probably accumulated quite a lot of fantastic first drafts. So you might want to sit down and do a master read of all of those and just read through it, probably read through it aloud so you can hear your voice activate the words, and just see what themes you notice, see what questions you're trying to answer, see what memories keep surfacing. And especially if you want to turn it into a solo show, reading it out loud like that in one sitting or in a couple of sittings might really help you figure out what it is that you want to say. So I definitely encourage that, and also share your writing with someone else, whether it's just an excerpt or you invite someone else to sit and listen to you read through everything. Pick someone who is safe and supportive and who can hold that space and that container for you to be creative and give you useful feedback, letting you know what resonates with them, what they loved, as well as any questions or points of expansion that they might be interested in. So that can be a really great next step. Those can be really meaningful next steps to help you create a solo show if that's a goal of yours, or just to discover what all this writing might be useful for in terms of maybe turning it into a memoir or other things. If you missed any of the previous 40 days of meditation, I put in the chat my YouTube channel. So you can pop onto my YouTube channel and subscribe and watch all those videos. And I have other videos all about solo theater as well. So feel free to check those out or share with anyone. And please feel free to share this link and this experience with anyone that you think might benefit from it. I have some announcements. So my free class is happening on May 16th and May 30th. So please go to jessicalynjohnson.com and RSVP there to attend my free one-person play class. You don't have to have anything written to attend. I always guide you through a writing exercise in my free class, just like I do here. And then there is some time to share. And so I try to get through as many people as I can. So that's also a great way to share what you've been writing. And then yesterday's webinar with Diana Barco was spectacular, and several of you were there, and I just want to thank you for joining in. Wow, she's such a phenomenal artist, and it was such an honor to have her join me for that. We learned a lot. And if you're interested in donating and receiving the replay and the curriculum guide that goes with that, please just email me. But next up, this coming Saturday, TL Forsberg is going to be joining me, and we're going to really be honing in on edutainment. And essentially how to tour and make money with your show. If you have themes of diversity, if you have anything you want to educate people about. I toured for over a decade and made my living touring. I specifically hit the university and college market, as well as festivals abroad that paid you to come in. And that's how I made my living for quite a while. So I'm going to kind of break that down. And TL is going to really focus also on the edutainment aspect of things, because she's known as the deaf Lady Gaga. She's a singer-songwriter who is partially deaf, and she's going to just lead us through how she created her show and educated us and entertained us at the same time. So it's going to be really rich. The donation for that is $30, and if you can't swing that, totally understand. Just let me know what you can contribute, and we'll make it work. Nobody's going to be turned away. My email address is soringsoloartist@gmail.com. That's soringsoloartist@gmail.com. So reach out to me about that. Or if you want to work with me in a more professional capacity, one-on-one coaching, power pairs, small group, if you want to inquire about what working with me would look like in that capacity, pop me an email as well. I think that's everything. So I look forward to seeing you all on here tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful Sunday.